Welcome. I'm Stephen Howard, an award-winning author and a leadership coach. And my main focus is turning good managers into great leaders. In this YouTube video channel on great leadership, that's what I hope to accomplish with you. Provide you with a range of tips and techniques on how to become a great leader, how to become a better manager, a better supervisor, even a better team leader. These tips and techniques will cover a range of things, such as making better decisions, employee motivation, how to increase employee engagement, and perhaps most importantly, how to develop yourself as a leader. If you know anything about me, you know I love quotations. When I lived in Asia for 21 years, I collected a massive number of quotations and turned these into a 5-part book series called Asian Words of Wisdom. And a few years ago, I took my collection of over 20,000 quotes and created this book, Great Leadership Words of Wisdom. It has over 1,000 quotations on great leadership from global business leaders, statesmen, athletes, coaches, philosophers, and even sages. So in this video, I want to share with you around a dozen or so of my favorite great leadership quotations and why I like some of these and how they resonate with me. And I want to start off with perhaps my most favorite leadership quote of all. And it comes from Rear Admiral Grace Murray Hopper. And she says, "You manage things, you lead people." I love that quote. What do you think about that quote? Now, let me go into the other quotes I want to share with you. These next 3 quotes will also get you thinking. First, from the 6th President of the United States, John Quincy Adams. "If your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and to become more, you are a leader." Now, isn't that a great definition of what a leader should do? Help people dream more, help people learn more, help people do more, help people become more. That probably is what great leadership truly is all about. And then this one I love from Jack Welch. "Before you become a leader, success is all about growing yourself. But when you become a leader, success is all about growing others." And that's why I often say the number one responsibility of great leaders is to develop people. Develop people to their fullest extent possible. And the next one, and you probably heard this one before from Peter Drucker, "Managers do things right, leaders do the right things." And think about that when you're changing those hats between being a manager and being a leader. Managers do things right. They focus on accuracy, timeliness, deadlines. Leaders do the right things. Management guru Warren Bennis says, "Failing organizations are usually overmanaged and underled." Let me tell you something. This is very, very true, and I've worked in at least 2 organizations in my life that were very much overmanaged, and both of them went downhill very rapidly. Sheryl Sandberg says, "Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence." Ken Blanchard says, "The key to successful leadership today is influence, not authority." And that's so, so very true. Just because you have leadership as in your title or manager or supervisor, that doesn't give you authority. Your authority comes from how well you can influence others. And the best way to do that is to treat people as if they were what they ought to be. And you will help them become what they are capable of becoming. Don't treat people the way you think they are today, but what they ought to be, what they are capable of becoming. And lastly, very important, Tom Peters tells us, leaders do not create followers, they create more leaders. Now, other than the fact that I love quotes, the other thing that people who know me well know that I'm a huge NBA basketball fan. In fact, one of the pleasures I have in traveling around the country conducting leadership training programs is that this offers me the opportunity to watch NBA games in person. And so far, I've been to about half of the NBA stadiums, and it may mean to get to the other half over the next few years. What does this have to do with leadership? Well, not surprisingly, 2 of my favorite quotes on leadership come from basketball players. First is from my favorite, Michael Jordan, and he says, "Earn your leadership every day." And the next one was one that really made me think. And Joe Dumars from the Detroit Pistons says, "On good teams, coaches hold players accountable. On great teams, players hold players accountable." And I really believe this translates to the workplace. On good teams in the workplace, the leader holds everyone accountable. But on great teams in the workplace, every person on the team holds each other accountable. And finally, here's one of my own quotes on the skills it takes to be a great leader, because I believe listening is one of the key skills that leaders need to have. And so I say leaders who do not listen will eventually be surrounded by people unwilling to speak or to contribute. So if you're not listening to your team members, if you're not listening to your peers, if you always think your idea is the best, if everyone has to do things your way, if it's your way or the highway, well, pretty soon you're going to end up being surrounded by people who aren't going to speak and aren't going to contribute. I hope you enjoyed these wonderful quotes on leadership. Which ones did you like the best? Hey, why don't you share your favorite leadership quotes in the comment box below? Also, you can find all of these quotes, plus about 1,000 more, in my book, Great Leadership Words of Wisdom. It's available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle formats. And it has 1,000 quotations on great leadership from global business leaders, statesmen, athletes, coaches, sages, and even philosophers. So just go to the Amazon site and search for Great Leadership Words of Wisdom by Stephen Howard. Also on this channel, you'll find a video on great leadership mindset quotes. Why don't you have a watch of that next? I think you'll enjoy it. And to be kept informed of when I upload new video content to this channel on great leadership, simply click on the subscription button below.